Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Allison again saying, hey, let's drill. I'm just gonna talk a little bit about, I guess, me and diamond painting and stuff that I do. I would like to do Brandy's from Abstract Crafter. I would like to do her tags, but a lot of it is about your YouTube channel, which this is my second video. Not so sure I'd have a whole lot to add there. So let's just start with who am I and what am I doing here? First of all, what I'm doing is the P's because I have a lot of those. And I can do them without losing my place, I guess. Shaky, shaky, shake. Okay. I really hope everything's going to be okay. My husband has no idea that I'm starting this channel. So when he comes downstairs to say goodnight, well, comes downstairs to yell downstairs, another floor, to say goodnight, he's going to be like, who are you talking to? Who are you on the phone with at this late? And I'll be like, oh, no one. I'm just thinking out loud because right now this is my channel that I'm keeping from my own very, very self. And if I actually keep up with it and do a good job, then I shall share. Until then, it's for me, not for you. Well, for you. But you know what, you know I'm meaning. You know I'm meaning what I'm meaning. Okay. So apparently I like to do voices, which I did not know about myself. So we're all discovering something new today. So let's do the basics. I am a 47, which I guess, I'm okay with getting older. I just wish I was doing it more gracefully. So I think that's the part that's bothering me the most is like, yeah, wish I was aging more gracefully. Gotta lift that one up and re-straighten it. It's bothering me. I do like the checkerboard method. I'm not expecting you guys to actually look at me place things. I'm expecting you guys to be placing your own things and then and just listening. So, I could tell you what I'm painting here, but I don't even think you'd care. Well, I mean, why should I assume? Okay, I'm painting that. Sort of a half winter, half fall tree scene. These ones with like the autumn colors and the lights and people walking by stuff. Apparently I really like them because I have done two. I have two rounds. One's a partial, which and another one's the round, which which I've started. I'm hoping my daughter will just finish those ones off. And then I have a 5-panel one of the same type of thing. I have this one and I have 2 more. So I think I'm gonna be all done on the autumn fall walking scenes with the pretty lights because yeah. Anyways, I certainly have enough 740s and 741s to last me a lifetime. DMC's colors, So anyway, so I'm just gonna do this while I kind of talk to myself, talk to you. First of all, a couple things I would like to say is that Brandy and also Wendy, my mini hero, came by and looked at my videos and left really nice comments on my first video, which super made my day. And I was like, oh my god, someone liked it. And even if they're just being kind, thank you. Thank you for being kind. If you never come back again, that's fine, but you came by and you were nice to me, and that will always mean something nice to me. But I'm hoping that I can put out some good stuff and we'll all play together. So yeah, getting back to me. So I live right now in North Carolina. My house is not right on the beach, but we live at the beach in North Carolina, in Wilmington. Our house is about 2 miles, 1.5 miles, 2 miles from the beach. which sounds great, except I hate the beach, much to my husband's chagrin, because he loves the beach and he wants to go there all the time with the kids, and I'm always like, you go with the kids, I'm gonna stay home and craft. But when they were little, okay, who are they? Let's back up a little bit before I start telling you beach stories. Been married for, let's see, 2002, 16 years. My kids are, I just knocked you. Terribly sorry about that. My kids, I have a boy and a girl. They are twins. They are 11 and they'll be, I gotta fix something because I'm gonna take this part of the, see, it's the 2-part pen. I'm gonna take this part out and then hopefully I won't be knocking the camera all the time. They're 11, they'll be 12, just around Thanksgiving. They were born Thanksgiving weekend in 2006. So my daughter is Sarah, and she's like my pal. Like, I always hated, like, when I heard people say, oh, my daughter's my best friend, or my mom's my best friend. Oh, la la la. Like, really? You're supposed to be like a parent, not a buddy. But yeah, so anyways, my daughter's my best friend. I think yeah, I am hers. I'm hoping like she grows out of me maybe a little. I mean, you know what I mean. Maybe no, maybe I should explain. I'm hoping she finds friends her age. But so far, the friends that she, oh, here comes my husband. So far, the friends that she has made that she likes have moved away and haven't been replaced by anyone else that she's met. I'm pausing because my husband's coming. Okay, well, I've said goodnight to him and he's off to bed, and if he says who the heck you talking to, well, then I'll deal with that at the time. So, Thanksgiving weekend, they were born. And I'll go through, like, one day. If you guys are interested, just, you're not going to leave a comment on this video. No one's even going to watch this video. No one's going to watch this video until I have, like, 10 videos. And then maybe you'll come back and watch from the beginning, because that's what I do. But maybe you won't. And then no one will ever know this video existed or to ask the question. So one day, I'll just tell you the story of how they came to be. Oh yes, I was saying how my daughter is my best pal. Okay. So, yeah, I'm hoping that she replaces me with some actual girlfriends. You know, I think it's important that she has that in her life. I'll miss her if she dumps me, but she'll come back. And I don't think we'll ever be, I mean, knock on wood, but I really don't see her, like, totally rebelling against me and hating me for a couple of years, as I always expected. When she was little, I would tell her, you know, honey, you love me so much now, but when you're, like, a teenager, you're gonna hate me. But then we'll get through it and you'll love me again one day. And she looked at me, she's like 3, she looks at me and she says, Mom, I'm really sorry for all the mean stuff I'm gonna say to you later. That's just the kind of kid she is. Pretty awesome. I'm very lucky to have her in my life. And my son is also hilarious. And for his own little reasons, mostly because he is special needs. And so his life and his abilities, wow, just a whole lot different than anything I had ever expected to deal with, to face, to live with. you know, when you're a kid thinking about your future, you don't think of it in terms of having a disabled child. Now, is he like profoundly disabled? Well, his IQ is. He's got, you know, he's consistently tested with an IQ in the 50s since he was about 4. Now, you can't just look at IQ alone. You know, there's a lot of mitigating factors. You know, you take the quantitative with the qualitative. And so, strictly by the numbers, they would say that he is profoundly mentally disabled. However, when you talk to him and you hang out with him, you're like, I don't think so. That doesn't really match up. And so he's officially diagnosed as moderately mentally disabled. Along with that, he's got a host of other diagnoses that just kind of melt together to create Max. And he is super awesome, super delicious, super frustrating. Like today, okay, this is like typical, so typical, sadly typical. I decided to give like those weekly meal kits a try because I hear them on podcasts that I listen to all the time, and I'm like, oh, you know what, I'll try them. And then I saw an ad on Instagram for, sorry, I need a new color and I'm out of that one. Oh, here we go. For, you know, $60 off your first order or something. So I signed up. I realized, you know what, I don't really like, nor do I think my family would like, any of the meal options, and like immediately canceled. At least I thought I did. Turns out I didn't, and my first order arrived today. Yeah, not super happy, have dealt with that. However, before I could get to the box, I was downstairs or somewhere, and my husband walks in and says, Max has got some box and he's like lining stuff up. And I was like, box of what? He's like, I don't know. He found it at the front door. What is it? And I was like, oh, Jesus. So I run over and I see like the kid has taken, he's brought big heavy box inside, opened it all up, taken out the freezer bags that they keep everything cold with, lined up, taken out every single piece of food and recipe and whatever that was in there, and kind of just dumped it on the floor. And then I was saying, Max, where is this everything? Like, what's missing? What did you do with it? And he's like, oh no, this is everything. So I just started, you know, gathering it up and bringing it to the kitchen to put away. And I was like, I don't understand, Max, like, you're not supposed to touch things that aren't yours. Like, how many times do we have to say, is that yours? No, then don't touch it. Is that yours? No, then don't touch it. Like, he's almost 12 and we're still doing that. So, but then he walks up to me with like a bowl of white powder. I was like, what's this? And he's like, I don't know. So I go in the kitchen and I find a little wrapper that says cornstarch. Well, he decided that the cornstarch looked like a lot of fun, so he poured it in a bowl and was like playing with it. Yeah, I think we caught him before he could do much damage. It's just the point of, you know, that's something that they would do when they were 4. Well, he's still doing those things, and I don't know. I keep thinking, oh, it's okay, it's got to be almost over, right? But nope, not quite sure when he's gonna, quote unquote, grow out of that. When Sarah was 2 and he was just bothering her and bothering, like, they would go outside to play bubbles and he would just dump the bubbles out. Every time. 3 seconds, bubbles dumped. Poured them right out of the bottle. And so she would look at me and she'd say, Mom, when is Max gonna grow out of this? I was like, you're so funny. So anyways, we're still waiting for him to grow out of that. Yeah. But, So yeah, that was today. And his consequence, because we have to have consequences, it's free for all otherwise, was that I wouldn't help him take off his wet clothes. Now, what the heck does that mean? So my little buddy is, he loves water. Oh, does he ever love the water? Mostly he loves getting soaked outside. I mean, mostly he loves a pool. Don't get me wrong, but we don't have one. So he loves to go outside, and he's got all his little buckets and everything, and he likes to pretend to play the ice bucket challenge and just dump buckets of water on his head, which is hilarious, and I love it. But he does go through a lot of clothes in a day because he likes to wear his clothes while he's doing that, because I guess the sensation of it just feels cool. And so but he can't really take them off when they're wet. I mean, he can. He chooses not to. And he also only likes it when I take them off, because otherwise people, if you take it off too quickly, I mean, you take off a wet shirt, like it's going to pinch your arms, you know, if you take it off too quickly. So he only likes the way I do it. And so I told him his consequence was, and so I'm constantly getting called upstairs to go and get Max out of his wet clothes. And then the laundry, and I mean, I could go on. Anyways, his consequence was that I wasn't going to help him get out of his clothes for a week. He was going to have to do it on his own. And so mostly his consequence was my relief, which I'm okay with. Yeah. So that is Max and Sarah in a nutshell. Ooh, I got Sarah into diamond painting though, which is so fun. Oh, the poor kid. Okay, so she did a round, like hot air balloons. I think it was like a 15 by 20. And then I ordered her a square. I ordered her some from AliExpress, but they're not here yet. So I ordered her a square from Amazon of these two elephants, like splashing in the waves with like a beautiful sunset in the background. And so she started doing that one, and so many 310s, but she was a trooper. She got through that. And she's like, Mom, I'm not gonna make it. Like, I'm gonna run out of diamonds. So I checked and I was like, yep, you're totally gonna run out of these ones. That's ridiculous. And it's from Amazon. So I tried contacting the seller. There was no way that I could find to do that. So I called Amazon and they said, let me try. And then they came back and they're like, yeah, we don't even have a number on file for them. Or a way to get in touch with them. And I was like, odd, but fine. And so I told them that was wrong, was that 2 colors we didn't have enough of. And they said, okay, well, you can either send it back and we'll refund you, or we can give you like a $5 credit on your Amazon account. And I said, oh, that's fine. You know what? I'll take the $5 credit there, and then I'll just go and order the drills that I'm missing from Etsy. So I did that. So today I placed the orders for Etsy, and they're on their way, and everything is hunky-dory. And then, about an hour later, she says, oh no. Turns out there were symbols for the, let me find it. See, these are the ones I ordered for her. Sarah needed these too. I needed those ones. Not because I was missing, but because I didn't like the quality. Anyways, that's for another day. So there was 2, I'm going to draw for you. There were 2 symbols. Okay? One was like that. One was like that. She did not realize, because when she prepared her things, they got mixed up, so they both looked like that. So as you're going, you only see the, you start off in the little corner and you only see the one, and so she like put her things down. She used the wrong color. She used this, let's say, I don't know which one it was, but she used like this one when she was supposed to use this one. This one didn't have enough for this one space. So I was like, you know, I've done that. I've mixed up 6s and 9s before and I had to pull out a bunch of stuff. But I said, oh no, because she had done, like, she'd run out of the wrong colors. So you know she had done at least 200 of them, right? And so I was like, oh, you poor thing. Let's get mad and be pissed about that because that sucks. And then let's look at what the accident was, and we found, okay, yeah, very slightly different as we just discovered together. And so fine. So I said, okay, I will help you. Let's just sit here together and we'll pull out the ones that you know, are the wrong ones. So, you know, so we did that together, and she was a trooper. We just did it, and it was, you know, kind of relaxing to pull out the wrong ones and put in right ones. So that's so far her diamond painting. And when she didn't throw in the towel right then and there, I was like, okay, yeah, maybe she will last at this hobby. Because you know how kids are. They get all really gung-ho, and then they're like, I'd rather XYZ. So I'm really hoping that by the time all the kits I ordered her from AliExpress get here, she's not already over it. Sorry. Thirsty. Okay. What I just did, by the way, was... And what's happening here? In my first video, I talked about liking parchment paper. And this is one of the main reasons why. Because you'll see how I just had that down there. Took my ruler. Lined it up on a line. There we go. Lined it up on a line here. Like that. And then just cut down, and I could see through it to make my line correct. In the right place, so that I'm not, you know, I don't have half a square hanging out ready to get all mucked up. So then I just pull this back, you know, as you do, and move on to the next spot. See my security measure that I took so you wouldn't be able to see my very old expired credit card number that apparently I never even activated. En tout cas. Okay, what else about me? So 47, not aging as gracefully as I would like, 2 kids, a husband, let me see, crafter. Oh yes, definitely a crafter. Let's see, paper crafting for a very long time, I think my whole life. Really was into like scrapbooking and mixed media and collage and card making and stamping and die cutting and painting and, you know, making little boxes and theaters and yeah, paper theaters and stuff like that. So that have always loved it, always will. And then in about 2004, I found quilting. And oh, I was bit by that bug really, really hard. And I became a really good quilter. I'm a really good quilter. And I designed and made my own quilts that were all applique. I love applique. I love pictorial applique. So like I designed, and I'll show it to you one day. I designed a applique quilt of a camping scene. And so it was like different campers and tents and lawn games and canoes and a little campfire. Super cute. If you know anything about quilting or applique, then you'll understand when I say it was all turned edge. It was tiny, like I worked in very, very small scale. All turned edged, and then the quilting that I would do was also pictorial. So, you know, in the background of the tents, let's say, it was quilted in grass. So yeah, pretty darn good at it, actually. Won some ribbons at some you know, quilt symposiums and stuff like that. And then right when I was about to start producing patterns, I was like, yeah, I don't, well, actually what really happened was my basement flooded, and that just threw me right off course for a long time, dealing with that and the fallout. And then, I don't know, I just kind of fell out of love with quilting, and I haven't done it, I haven't played with fabric in a really long time, maybe a year, which I never thought would happen. I never thought I'd fall out of love with quilting. But I kind of did. And then I was like, well, now what? So I started working in something completely new to me. I always wanted to try resin, where you take, well, for the longest time it was like a 2-part resin that you had to mix and then pour into a mold, and then it would take like 24 hours to cure, and it was like really cool, but it's expensive. First of all, resin's pretty pricey, and the whole 24-hour to cure thing, I was like, I don't know if I have the patience for that, to see if it worked, you know. And then, so I was always curious about that, but never bit the bullet. And then I'm watching YouTube videos because I love my YouTube videos. Love, love, love them. And I saw someone doing something with acrylic, like nail acrylic. Like you'd go to the nail salon and they'd do your nails. And I was like, whoa, wait a second. That gets really hard. Hard as nails. And you can form it any way you want. You can form it into a nail or a flower. If you look up nail art, like, wow, I mean, that stuff will just blow you away what they're able to do. And I was like, I'm gonna play with that. So I started to play with that, and I developed my own little way to turn nail products into charms. And so I've been working on my line of charms, and like developing them, like developing the whole technique and ways to do it, and coming up with everything, like from logo to website to what products will be in the line. I'm narrowing my focus because it gets very wide. I'm like, oh, I could do this and this and this and this, and then I'm like, wait, that's too much. You got to start somewhere, because nothing was getting done, because I'm the girl with lots of ideas, not necessarily execution, which sucks, but it's true. And so for the last couple of years, I've been working on perfecting my skill. And I have made, let me show you some. Would you like to see some? I actually have some right here. I think they're bloody well adorable. Let's see. Hang on, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. I'm trying to find someone that I love. I mean, I love them all, but okay, yeah, these ones are really cute. Yeah, so here's a little cake with a bow on it, and it's layered. And here's a slice of pie with the eye hook in it, and then you would just put a lobster clasp on that, attach it to a bracelet, and it's a charm bracelet. Attached to anything and it's a charm. Let's see. I love making macaroons. They're like some of my favorite things. I love macaroons. I love the strawberries. So this is not acrylic though. This is gel polish. You know, like you get your nails done with gels. This is gel polish. The substrate is my secret weapon. And you know, I love you, but I don't know you well enough yet to share that with you. But I will one day, when I've got them up for sale. Anyways, I love them, and they're like, you know, durable and really lightweight actually. So anyways, that's what I make when I'm not diamond painting, which diamond painting's kind of taken over as it is wont to do. So yeah, I just was like, I want to like manipulate things with my hands. I guess that's why I liked applique so much, is because it wasn't just like in a sewing machine, like, you know, I could play with things and develop techniques to do it. And it's the thrill of the discovery and the research and the, you know, the planning things out and trial and error that is my favorite part of any craft. So that's what I was doing. That's where I'm playing with my charms. This summer was supposed to be like charm school. That's my business name, is It's Charm School, because Charm School itself wasn't available. Darn. But I have itscharmschool.com. Thirsty again, hang on. And this summer I was gonna like finish my website and get products up there, and then damn it, Donnie from Painting with Donnie, I saw your darn videos. I was like, what is this thing that I can organize the hell out of and be very meticulous, and like everything has its little, look, it has its own little box. Whee! And I get to put things in it and it lines up. And look, it's all very love that. And I was like, oh no. Oh, well, I'm not going to get into that. That's just, I don't have room in my life for another hobby. I want to get this thing off the ground. Well, as you can see, kind of made some room for it. Actually, no, I didn't make room. It buttered its way in and knocked the charms right off the shelf. So, I'm gonna just like let this little side attraction play out until the kids go back to school in another week, and then it's back to real life, where not only do I make little charms and hopefully become extremely successful in my charm business, but I'm also an accountant. But I'm not just any accountant. I work for myself, and my clients are only businesses within the craft industry, because those are the people I like. I like fellow quilters, I like sewers, I like paper flower makers, just anyone who loves to craft is my people, my type of person. So I'm just kind of shaking all over here, I'm sorry. So as I was thinking about doing the pattern business for applique at first, and then, you know, anything else that I came up with, I was thinking how lucky I am that I am an accountant, and so I understand the numbers part of it, and how difficult it would be to hire someone like me to help me, because who has that kind of money when you're running a little craft business, right? So I decided that I would really niche up, and because I get to work with amazing people, I kept my rates quite reasonable, really reasonable, ridiculously reasonable. And so now I have a full roster of clients. I don't think I could fit another one in there if I tried. And with the kids around over the summer, I, as someone who works for herself, and my husband's a professor, so he was off work all summer. I just wanted to play with my family and hang out and do stuff with them. And so I took the summer off. I'll pay for it in the fall when I have to catch up and get everyone caught up for year end. But my clients are all pretty laid back. They're fine with me not working for a couple of months. They know I'll get them all caught up when I come back. They know if they had some sort of an emergency, I'd be there for them. I do their bookkeeping. I don't manage their cash. I don't do any day-to-day stuff for them. I do their books at the end of the month and tell them, you know, their net income, their net loss. I take care of any, you know, accounting stuff, really, but not day-to-day. I don't like balance their cash drawer. None of my clients are even in the same city as me, let alone state. It's all done virtually. And yeah, so I took the summer off. So I'm just enjoying this last little bit of time before, you know, I have to go back to quote-unquote real life, which is still working for myself, but I just happen to work really hard when I'm in full swing. And I don't want those charms to be another thing that I didn't follow through on. I really don't. I mean, first of all, I have hundreds of them. I need to get rid of them somehow. And second of all, I want to show my daughter, like, I can follow through with something. And show my son, you know, like, if you work hard and follow through, like, if it doesn't work out, that's okay, but you have to say you tried. So I really need to do that for me and for them. So I'm just gonna diamond paint my little heart out until I can't no more. But I'll find the time. I always do. And I have so many darn paintings that, yeah, I'll need to find some time. But I think that's a good place to leave off for this first drill with me. I think I'll use drill with me for the, you know, it's drill with me, stick with me, watch me do, watch me see, watch me go. Watch Jane run, watch Dick jump. So that's, yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave off for tonight. If you have any comments, man, I'd love to hear them. If you have any feedback, love to hear that too. And yeah, why don't you subscribe, stick around, drop a like, and yeah, this has been fun.